Welcome to the 11th or 12th season premiere of Heist 1, which is going to be about Azerbaijan. I would like to, before starting, I would like to thank all the students who accepted to participate, the students, country representatives. Please give a warm round of applause for Javid representing Azerbaijan. For next event, we have Egypt. Please give a warm round of applause for Ahmed. Please stand up. He's there. Next, we have Panama. Please, Anna, not here. So the event of Egypt will be in 2 weeks on, I believe, April 9th. And the event of Panama will be after midterms on May 7th. And also Morocco. Mona, is she here? No? We can give a round of applause, it's okay. And Morocco's event is on 21st. So usually in the season premiere, we get to introduce what Heist 1 is. So, but because of the great and loaded content of today, we will skip it. So for people who know what Heist 1 is, good for you, you won't listen to it one more time. For the people who didn't come, I know that you know that there is free food, but you will discover that Heist 1 is more than that. So today we have very special guest. I would like you to welcome Heist Associate Vice President, Professor Meng Song-yeon. Please give him a round. Please welcome him for brief welcoming remarks.
Thank you very much. I was appointed as the Associate Vice President for International Office as of March 1st or March 2nd, because March 1st is a holiday. But I only started working full-time from yesterday. Guess what? I had to go through spine surgery, unfortunately. This is my second time to work full-time, and I learned today that Heist 1 is taking place, and I really wanted to come. So this is my first appearance in an event associated with the international office. So I've been trying to understand what our office has to do for international colleagues. So I'm still in the process of learning all the things, but I believe that our staff members have been doing a wonderful job trying to help you out with this kind of event as well as other events. So I'm really grateful to all my staff members, but doesn't mean that we're going to stop here. With the very strong urge from our president of Heist, we are going to have to work very hard to increase our support for international colleagues and students and scholars, as well as to increase our visibility for the future. So I'm really ready to actually work hard for you guys. One thing that I learned from my staff is that this particular event, Heist 1, has been very successful, as I can see here. Usually we draw about 200 people or more, I heard. And this is really amazing because I think this is totally done by on sort of a voluntary basis, especially the effort, based on the effort of students. And it just really is amazing. Although we also provide good support, financial support, and some spiritual support as well. And I don't know much about the history because I'm fairly new to this job about the Heist 1, but I think the name means a lot of different things. And first of all, I really like the name Heist 1. So it's a combination of two words. You know what Heist stands for, right? Everybody understand what Heist stands for, right? What about 1? What does 1 stand for? Anybody? Sorry? Overseas networking exchange. Yeah, that's right. but I think there are some connotations. As you can imagine, I mean, we really like to become one across maybe different regions, across different departments, nationalities, or ethnic groups, and so forth. But I also think that this is across foreign students and domestic students. And I see some students looking like a Korean, but I only see a few. And I really like to have more Korean or domestic students participating in this very important event in the future, so that we can become one. I think that's really important. And I myself was a international student or foreign student when I was young. And I remember that at that time, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, there is a very big contention or conflict or clash between Taiwanese students and the students from mainland China. It was under communism a long time ago. But I learned, I observed, I was very much impressed that those people from Taiwan and mainland China looked getting along very, very well. They have their own gatherings and group discussions and so forth. I couldn't imagine doing that between South Koreans and North Koreans. I was really impressed, and I asked them, how come this happens? You guys live in very different worlds and under different regimes and different ideology, and how come you guys get along so well? And the answer was that we don't talk about political things. We only talk about our friendships and academic things only. So I think that's very right direction, especially for the students coming from very different backgrounds. So we do have very different cultures and religions and so forth, but we can still become friends, regardless of what sort of backgrounds that we have. And I think what the KAIST-1 stands for. So it's really amazing night, I hope. But I have to miss all the entertainment, the performance today, because of my back. I'm kind of wearing my armor. So I really have to take a rest. And thank you very much for coming together here. And again, I promise that we are going to have even stronger support for this event as well as other events. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Vice President.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. I would like to, we are actually pleased to have guests from the Republic of Azerbaijan's embassy. I would like you to first welcome the First Secretary, Mr. Faruk Chumayev. Please give him a round of applause. Please welcome him for brief congratulatory remarks.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, dear students. Actually, it's really hard to be here tonight, Day of Azerbaijan, which is organized by our students. Actually, KAIST, as you know, one of the prestigious universities in the world nowadays. And we, of course, are proud that our students from Azerbaijan also study here and doing the best to give some experience to our country, Azerbaijan, which has a long history. And today, our students will present, which will show you some brief information about Azerbaijan. But education is very important, especially for young countries like Azerbaijan, who was independent in 1991 after the collapse of Soviet Union. That's why for Azerbaijan, so young countries has who actually choose his way, achieve his target for development. The education is very important. That's why our students study in one of the prestigious universities in the world. It's one of them is a KAIST. And our government is very actually paying more attention for educate people abroad, and we have a program for scholarship for students abroad. And we want to get experience of such countries like Korea, who will achieve for a short term. We know that history about Korea, that 40, 30 years achieve this actually miracle of Han River. That's why education as well is very important for us as well. And I will actually this night for Azerbaijan, and we'll be happy to. We'll enjoy this night, and we'll enjoy some information about Azerbaijan. We'll know about the culture of Azerbaijan. We'll get information about the cuisine and some dance and trend dances. Actually, welcome again to this night. I would like to thank you all of them.
Thank you, Mr. Jumayev. I would like also to welcome the Second Secretary, Mr. Sarkan Agakishiev. Please give him a round of applause. I would like to thank the International Office for their constant support for KAIST-1 and the international community. And before that, I guess everybody wants to see the event now. So hope you enjoy. Thank you.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, again. 안녕하세요, 여러분. First of all, I also appreciate Mr. Vice President for taking his time coming over and giving his speech, although he was, he said he got just out of surgery. And mainly for making this presentation and making the food that you're going to be helping yourself afterwards. I want to point out our team members, El Taj, please give your warm applause. And Khalid, we are not many here, we are just 4 students, and we tried our best in this busy period of semester to show something interesting. And coming to foods, Karim said that they're gonna be free food, but I wouldn't call it just food. It's something gonna be very delicious, and I think it's something that even me, since September I've been here, I didn't taste in Korea, so it's gonna be a little moreover delicious. Thanks so much for your attention, and let's get started. To the presentation, if you're ready. Are you ready? Okay. Okay. Can you turn off the lights, please? Are they off? Okay. Great. Okay. Great. So, Altaj, what do you think? Should we start?
I would like to know where is exactly which continent. Because some of you don't know. Do we know where is Azerbaijan?
Oh, okay. Do you know where Azerbaijan is? Alright, I can give you some hints. Asia, Europe, Africa. Alright, who goes for Asia? Please raise your hands. Okay, I can see pretty many hands here. Nice. Who goes for Europe? Okay, I can see a few hands. Who goes for Africa? Is there some hands? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, the thing is, these 3 options were not enough because Azerbaijan is located right in the crossroad of Europe and Asia. So it's right in the intersection point of Middle East, Middle Asia, and Eastern Europe. As you can see from the map. Please, next slide. So, about national flag. Excuse me? No. Great, you're so smart, you see. Okay, so look at the flag. The flag consists of 3 colors. The first color is blue color. You see, it represents the origin of Turkic heritage. Some people go for, sometimes confuse the word Turkic with Turkish. Please do not confuse it. Green goes for the Islamic civilization. We'll talk about later.
And
red.
Red goes for modernization and independence of the country and progress.
What about the crescent and the star?
White, I would like you to tell.
Okay, the crescent is also related with Islam, and 8 stars goes for 8 Turkic tribes from the very past, and we'll go for it. We'll go for this information next slides. So about national emblem, you can see the focal point there, the fire symbol. It as you can see, it represents fire, and as for star stands, could you please help us?
For the 8 branches of Turkic people. This is for one of the branches that we are from, and that's Turkey.
And let me just highlight it. Turkic is a little different than Turkish. Turkish is included into Turkic. Turkic is a broad term. All the countries, all the tribes, all the communities speaking Turk language called Turkic nation. So we're one of them. And as for the branch, the stalk of wheat symbolizes richness and fertility, and the branch of oak symbolizes antiquity of the country. So we'll give brief information later slides. So please, Khalid, could you? Okay, some basic information we'd like to give. Well, just before our diplomat said it's a new country, he's right, because we were one country of former Soviet 15 unified countries, but it collapsed in 91. We got independent. But the thing is, we were actually we called as Republic of Azerbaijan. We got our independence in 1918, first time. And that was before the Soviet Union. And the thing is, the important thing, if you take a look at here, first democratic republic in the East, Azerbaijan was. And just for your information, about the right for women to vote was first given to Azerbaijan, was first actually happened in Azerbaijan. Just for your information, we put some numbers regarding other countries in case if you would like to know. And first operand is, there are so many firsts, we don't want to take much time with this first. And about population, it's now it's slightly over 10 million. Now it's slightly over 10 million in the Republic of Azerbaijan. In the Republic of Azerbaijan. And it's a presidential republic, and the separation of religion and state. Religion and state, they are separate, they are not together. So basically, women are not required or forced, or it's not mandatory to have hijab or something. It's a secular country. At the same time, majority of society is Muslim. So let's pass the second. Let's get back one slide, please. And if you take a look at the currency, Azerbaijan currency is called manat. Just take a look at the number, and we'll pass to the second slide.
Be attentive a little bit.
Okay, just be a little attentive, because we're going to be having some questions right in the middle of presentation, so that you would have chance to get some gifts. So basically, the currency, it's called manat. Again, just for your information, manat is the currency of Turkmenistan, which is located in Middle Asia as well, but they are different by their rate in regards to dollar. So you see, the currency is 1, 5, 10, 20, 50, 100. And you see coins. And about origin and history, Iltaj, could you help me with this origin and history? What can you say about it?
We know that we had Albania when it was 700 before century, before Christ, and it was not confused by the Albania right now. It was the Albania, which was an ancient country, and it was the root of the Azerbaijan right now. You can see the name is slightly close, and it differentiates from right now, and it became Azerbaijan time by Albania.
Okay, so basically the first country ever built in the region called Albania, and not to be confused with today's Albania, which is located in Eastern Europe. It called state of Albania before Christ, 7th centuries, and later on in 12th century we were together with Seljuk Turks. Again, I told in the beginning, Turkic nation, Turkic origin. And in 15th century, Safavid Empire, that was the time where Azerbaijan reached the largest area in its overall history, where the area was more than 2 million square kilometers, where at the moment it's just 87,000 square kilometers. So it's like so much, there's so big gap. And about Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, I would like to give us brief information about it. As you see, in 1989 and 1993, 20% of territories of Azerbaijan occupied by Armenia. And the red-colored area is actually right now under occupation of Armenia. And according to the whole ceasefire was established in 1994, and the total refugees from this area is over, you can see, 1 million. And according to the treaties of UN, according to 4 different sections of UN codes, Armenia should leave the territory and should help Azerbaijan to establish its territorial integrity. By the way, I want to have a question. I just want to know if you are following us or not, or if it's boring or not. Should I change the style or something? So, what was the name of Azerbaijani currency? Okay. Let's rewind it back. Okay, what was the currency? Please raise your hand. I guess the hand came from Rana. Go ahead. Manat. Rana, you got a gift, but one thing. Our diplomats were a little late, so the gifts will be ready after a few minutes. So at the end, please don't forget to mention. Manat, another question. Can you convert Manat to dollar? 1 Manat equals to, or $1 equals to? Okay, again. 1, 2, 3, raise your hands. Alright, what is this? Okay, please. 0.95 USD. Absolutely. Please remind at the end of the presentation. Great. Oh, we do already. Great. Please come up. First, Khalid, first. But it's not fair. Please give your warm applause to first, ladies go first. Okay, go for ladies first. Rana. Your warm applause again, please. To Rana. Okay. I'll give you some interesting facts from history. I guess we have some Swedish students here. Maybe that would somehow involve them in this matter too. So, first ever oil boom in the world was in Azerbaijan, and the sub-region's name was Balakhama in the world in 1885. And coming to Nobel's brothers, well, Nobel gave Nobel Prize and everything now, you know, people eager to get it. But do you know how they got actually rich and how they established their first ever project and how they start blossoming their business? That was in Baku, Nobel's first kerosene factory. It was again in Azerbaijan. And again, in 1846, the first hand-dug oil wells in the world, again, was in Azerbaijan. Just, again, a small information. Right after 13 years, in 1859, it was in US. So I'm just trying to give first in the world, and first offshore oil fields in Azerbaijan, and first rail tank cars in Azerbaijan, and the first ever oil refineries in the world was in Azerbaijan too. Right before other places, other countries were acquainted with oil, gas, its exploration and everything.
We did a lot with oil, I think.
And two more interesting facts. In Second World War, well, I guess you guys have some brief information about Soviet Union, post-Soviet Union, and Germany, war, some Second World War. You've got some information about it, right? So, just like telling it briefly, Soviet won the war. But thanks to what? Thanks to what? Absolutely. In 19th century, 90% of total Soviet oil production was from Baku, from Azerbaijan. And right at that time, 50% of world's oil production again went for Azerbaijan. Was that interesting or not? I don't know. Okay. All right. Baku, the city of winds. Baku, the name means the city of winds. The name is little Persian originated name, and it means Badukuda. It means the city of winds. And it's the capital of Azerbaijan, and it's the main business and administrative center of the country. Excuse me? Okay. Again, I don't know what to say about Baku. It's a place with very ancient architectural exemplaries. It's a city with modern architectures again, and all the things. You know, I don't want to take much time about it because we have more interesting things in the next slide. So let's take a trip to Azerbaijan. I would like to ask Mr. Khalid to give us some information of it. Khalid, please.
That's
Hello everyone, so I'll take you to a short trip to Baku so that you can feel at least in Baku for around 10-15 minutes and maybe then you can decide to go again. Embassy stuff here so you can ask for visa maybe. And yeah, so one of the fascinating streets of Baku is Nizami Street. Basically, it's a central street with all boutiques, restaurants and everything there. So most of the foreigners, usually when they first come to Baku, they usually go there. So you can meet many foreigners basically on the street. So following the Nizami Street, like 10 minutes walk from the Nizami Street, where is Boulevard, the seaside park basically, and on the left side you can see night sightseeing there from the top of the building, and some people are running, basically jogging in the morning on the seaside, basically. Sometimes some also foreigners who are taking like apartments, renting apartments over there. So it's pretty nice place, like for tourism and for foreigners living and for also for the local people.
Khalid, excuse me for interrupting you. You just said sea. What sea are you talking about?
Oh, right. Actually, it's not the sea. It's the largest lake in the world, basically.
What is the name of it? Could you say its name?
Caspian Sea. So the water you're seeing there, it's actually a lake, very large lake, the largest lake in the world. So they call it basically Caspian Sea.
So it's called sea, and it's very big. So due to the reason that due to the of its big area, people call it geographically it's called sea, but it's biggest lake.
The water is salty. The water is salty, basically. Yes.
So you'll never drown.
You have chance, but still less. Anyways, yeah, if you follow the boulevard on the seaside, where is New Carpet Museum. Actually, Azerbaijan is very famous for carpets, actually, and Azeri carpets are included in the masterpiece of intangible heritage by UNESCO. So they have really very difficult patterns, very complicated patterns, and they've been developing over the years during the culture, and all the events in the history of Azerbaijan have been portrayed basically in these patterns.
Khalid, could you tell me, is it easy to go and get this carpet?
Yeah, that's the problem basically. These carpets are not that cheap. So maybe the cheapest one you can get for $5,000 or something, maybe the cheapest one. And they're really like luxury stuff.
And if you're lucky, you can get it, because usually ancient things are not allowed to take out of the country.
Maybe none of us has this carpet at home. We have some copies or something, but it's not the original handmade. It's just fabric made in fabric. It's not handmade. The handmade ones are really expensive and they're done by professionals, basically. And further, and also entertainment, sure, there's a lot of entertainment in the seaside as well in other parts of the Baku. Here on the picture, just some few places on the seaside, some shopping malls, restaurants and hotels and everything. So basically, you can find everything on this place if you need at once everything. Yes.
So basically, Boulevard wants to say that Boulevard is mainly a place where people go for walk. You know, mainly foreigners living in Baku, working in Baku, go for walk, and they mainly hang out in usually these areas. And for example, the photo you see, the first photo, the restaurant that you see is very old actually. It's over.
And it has old history, this restaurant, and that's why they don't touch it. They still keep it for a very long time.
A few hundred years old. So it's kind of it's a place where past meets future or old meets new, something like this.
Yes. Let's go further. And also at the end of the park, you can take funicular. It's basically a railroad car. Going on top of the hill, basically. So on the seaside there is hill which you can climb, which you can go up to the hill by these cars. I think actually they are free, so anyone can take it and they are free of charge. And
Davustu Park is written. Dağ means mountain, Üst means on. So basically on the mountain. So it's kind of a park established on the mountainous hills, and it overlooks the city. It gives you very good. For example, this view was taken from that park, and it's a really good place if you want to have some memories.
Exit from the railroad car. Okay, let's go further. And yes, as we told me previously, Baku is kind of such a city where we have very old style, like buildings, and at the same time we have very modern buildings. So
well, içeri şehir, if you elaborate it, old Baku, that city is a core of Azerbaijan. It's a pearl of Azerbaijan.
Yeah,
it's pearl of Baku.
It's from 6th, 7th BC, basically. This city, these walls are in the UNESCO heritage, and it's from very old time, but we still keep it and we try to restore and do some maintenance there, and around that we're building new buildings, but still keeping same. Don't touch these buildings, basically.
Well, the photo is the quality is a little low, but mostly the building inside there. Some of them belong to 6th century, some of them belong to 7th, some of them belong to 12th century. We have Maiden Tower. Can you pass to? Okay, that you see there, Maiden Tower, that belongs to 12th century actually. And this wall is the wall which surrounds the inner city, the old city. And again, I'm saying they belong to very ancient times, very past. And what you see here, again, fortunately, can you turn off the light, please? I guess it's, okay. So what you see here is, this is also Shirvanshah's palace inside the inner city. And that palace also belongs to 12th century. And by the way, Shirvanshah's palace was, inner city was the capital of Shirvanshah's palace at that time. And basically there are so many old things and there are so many ancient things. If you enjoy, of course, taking photos with historical things and traveling around historical things.
So this is also the inner city, some other views from different places. So all the city inside the walls basically looks like this.
And one more interesting fact, the streets in inner city are like amazing. And as far as I know...
You can see on the picture, basically, all streets are like that.
Yeah.
Made from old bricks.
And also, you can't basically, if you basically lost in there, it's gonna be the hardest job for you to meet your friend there, because streets are so many.
If you don't know the streets, you may get lost
easily.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the ashiks. These are our folk music performers, basically. You could meet them actually a long time ago in this inner city. Maybe you can even meet now if you're lucky, but not usually. It was a long time ago. So they're holding, as you can see, the national instruments, saz, right? Javid knows.
Okay, I'll go ahead and continue from this part. Thank you, Khalid. Here, this instrument called saz, basically S-A-Z, saz. Well, there are so many ancient instruments. We'll try to demonstrate ones in the next minutes. So basically, saz, please listen carefully. Those who play saz called ashur, and it's as you see, they are basically folk music performance. And
so for traditional dresses that you can see on our dressing up today, me and Javid, this is actually not our everyday clothes. This used to be higher level of the people that were wearing, and they were called beys and khans, hanams. And how do we call now, Javid? What do we call each other?
By the way,
Javid,
what you say is Mr.
Yes.
Mr. Khalid. We say bey, but we put it after the name. So we put the name in the first place and put the bey in the second place. So not Mr. Khalid, but from now on I'm going to call him Khalid Bey. And as for Mrs. or Miss, we don't have a specific Mrs. or Miss. We call it Khanım. And again, we put the name in the first place and put Khanım in the second place, such as Eltaj Khanım.
Yes. Thank you, Javid Bey.
You're welcome. So, musical instruments, there are so many, okay, we try to put those which are not very familiar with you, which you might never ever seen. So basically saz, like I told before, and it's also, I mean, those instruments go so far, like so back, like I would say a few thousand years back, some of them 1,000, some of them more than 1,000, some of them more than 2,000, and I'm going to show you the oldest one after a while. And zurna again, with musical instrument with a strong high sound. Zurna is usually carved out of African walnut mulberry wood. So this instrument is mainly used for folk songs, folk melodies. And okay, finally, let's see this instrument is called tar, T-A-R, tar. And this is, I would say, the oldest instrument that I know, personally, in the history of our musical instruments of Azerbaijan. And it's really old, I'm trying to be exact, it's over 3,000 years, but I can't make it exact more than that. So it's also primarily used as a lead instrument in the mugham, so I'll give a brief introduction later on about mugham.
Can we listen to your tar?
Oh, do I have tar?
Do you have tar? I don't know. I think you do.
Okay, that's correct. Could you bring this instrument to me, please? I brought tar with me, this instrument, which is in the photo. Basically, I studied tar a long time ago. I studied it 15 years ago when I was 10 years old kid, and I remember I went to school, but I almost forgot how to play it. But I'll still try to demonstrate some pieces from melodies so that you would at least know how it sounds and what it is played for. And before, can you go back a previous slide, please? What we said here mugham, if you see, mugham. Mugham basically is a totally new genre for you, but for us it's very old. Mugham is something that covers all the, it's a little hard for me to go for terminology of music now. So basically, anyways, if you are able to perfectly perceive and understand mugham and really can play it in several instruments, you're perfectly qualified to go for any jazz, rock, pop, whatever genre you want to go for. So,
Javid,
am I performing something? Okay.
Yes. Can you please? We just didn't have the key, so we couldn't open the tar. So we're just waiting for him to open. So.
Okay, this is tar. Those who want to take photo, you can take it. I may come up a little bit. Okay, and again, I'm recalling again, this is very old instrument. Specifically this instrument, it's also antique. I was just lucky, it's my personal, I was just lucky bringing it out of country because usually antique things are not allowed to take out of country as a heritage of country. This is around 150 years old, a little slightly lower than that, 140 something years old. So I'm going to be playing mugham now, which is a piece of it. I did it in so many presentations here, so basically so many people attended, they already know what is mugham. So, and then specifically for our Korean guests, we have a small musical gift. So, can I start? right, that was just a small piece from Mughal. Although I'm very bad guitar player, so bad guitar player. And before I get to show a little piece from some Korean folk music, in advance apologize if I make mistakes. I'm gonna make mistakes because I don't know this song very well, but still, I try. The main thing is I try. So, Arirang. This is Korean folk melody. So. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Javid, for his performance, and let's continue, so Javid can continue.
So, okay, we continue, but the touch should help me this time. Turn off the lights, please, again.
Azerbaijan has actually very unique nature, and we have 9 climate zones out of 11, which means we have 4 seasons, and most of the country you can see in one season, you can see a lot of climates. For example, if it's summer, you can see some snow in some mountains, and in winter you can see some warm, mild places as well. And also, we are very rich in some mineral resources and oil and gas, and some ferrous and non-ferrous metals as well.
Before we get to this section, I'd like to ask a question that actually we're going to ask again, but just a question. How did we call our folk song performers? Please raise your hand. This gentleman was first. Can you come here, please?
Okay, I can give you some.
Very handsome. All right. 대답하세요. 그쪽 보세요. Folk music performance. 이름이 뭐죠? 아식. Wow, nice. Give me a high five. So, your gift. Your applaud, please. So where to invest in Azerbaijan? I really don't know where to invest because I'm not an investor. Khalid, what if you collaborate with Eltaj and talk about this part?
About investment to Azerbaijan. Yeah, I invested sometime. Okay.
But
Anyway.
on bankruptcy?
I'm trying sometimes, so I'm now probing in Azerbaijan market. So if I succeed, I can move on to different markets. Anyway, so food industry, one of the growing industries in Azerbaijan. They are investing a lot since the climate. So since we told that 9 out of 11 climate zones in Azerbaijan. So basically, most of the food available over the world can grow in Azerbaijan. So, and you don't need any maintenance like keeping the temperature or something like that. You can find special location where the temperature is like that. And
No greenhouse, naturally.
No greenhouse, you just naturally. And also about tourism, currently government building new tourism zones, and basically they're trying to make it very attractive for tourists, as I showed previously. So this is another industry, and also construction, basically construction. So 2 buildings here are currently building, so some foreign companies basically investing in these buildings. They are not built by Azerbaijan government, they are built by foreign companies.
And coming to the alternative energy, since I told we had a lot of different climate zones in Azerbaijan, we have very sunny places as well as very windy places. So we have some wind factories, wind shells that we are currently building, and also some sun energies that sun power. We want to use it for future to get electricity. So this is one ongoing project that our country is trying to build in the future.
Actually, Baku is called the city of winds. So due to location, there are a lot of winds. Like in any season, summer, winter, it's always windy. So that's why they're building basically these windmills for transferring energy.
Okay, 1 second. I guess while making the presentation, we forgot one very crucial, important part, where all our other countries I've seen it. We forgot it, Khalid. It's a big mistake for us. So how do you say how are you? Basically, how do you say hi in Azerbaijan? How do you say hello? We didn't tell it to people. So Eltaj, can you please come up?
Yeah.
So how do you say hello or hi, whatever in Azerbaijani?
Maybe someone knows. Maybe someone knows.
Is there someone who knows? You know?
You know? Or there is someone there
Selam,
as well.
selam as in selam in Turkish, in Turkey, but we say salam. So basically, hi, hello is salam. The word comes, it's Arabic originated word again. It's salam.
Salam.
And how do you say, how are you?
How are you? Do we know? Someone knows there.
Okay, someone knows? Could you please come up here? Wow. Yeah, just come here, please.
Google Translate? Really?
Without Google Translate, please. Okay. So how do you say how are you? But wait, what's your name?
Musa. Where are you from? Tajikistan.
So how do you say how are you?
Probably it's Najasan.
Nice. Nijasan. So one gift, please. He already knows it. Great.
Wait, do you also say Nejasan in Tajikistan?
So one note again. Thank you so much, Musa. Thank you so much. So your applause to Musa. It's same. The grammar structure same as in Korean. Formal, a little upper formal, and upper formal. So 차지네요, 차지네세요, 차지네시죠, 차지냅니까, so on and so forth. We also nejasan refers to when you ask your friend how are you, nejasan, which like san means you, like how are you, but not how are you, but how you. But if you say how are you, then nejasiz. Again, if you're asking older, nejasiz. Can you say it? Siz. Absolutely. And how do you say I'm good? I'm fine.
Yaxşıyam.
Yaxşıyam. So, salam, necesiz, yaxşıyam. Hello, how are you? I'm fine. Was a little awkward, right? Okay, international events in Azerbaijan. Like I said in the beginning, you can go for if you want it to be in Europe, you can say it's Europe. If you want it to be in Asia, you can say it's Asia. So, but in 2012, Eurovision Song Contest was in Baku. Although I'm not a follower of it, and I just got to know about it in 2012. And FIFA is saying Women's World Championship was in Azerbaijan too. Baku International Jazz Festival, and this year. It's kind of surprising to me too, because I was here, I was so far from all this progress, all progress and news. So first European Olympic Games will take part in Azerbaijan after probably 2 months in June. In June, first European Olympic Games will be there, so those who want to watch it, those who want to go there, you can easily enjoy it. You can at the same time travel and enjoy this Olympic Games. So the next slide, please. Song performance.
Yes,
Again.
we have
So,
our singer Javid. Our singer, our player, everything. Javid will sing a song now.
okay, my friends, they asked me basically to sing a song. I'm not a singer. just amateur, you know. But I'll try to. So let's start from first song. We're gonna have two songs and one dance performance. Okay.
지금 시작하는 거예요?
지금 아닌 것 같아요. 우용 춤췄다고 하는데
어디서?
저쪽 가해? 저기 앞에 가해 같아. 근데 사람들을 볼 때 시야만 안 가리게.
Okay, the song called Baku's Girls. According to feedbacks of foreigners coming there, said that Baku girls are one of the most beautiful in the world. So I can't comment it. You may come in and you may say that.
Bakın kara gözlü kızları, Uluzlu şehrin ulduzları, sizlere heyran olur şişenler, yollarda kalır gözleri. Sizlere heyran olur şişenler, yollarda kalır gözleri. Siz gönlüm olmayan, sizler olmayan, ömrünüzü suç temiz, güzellersiz. Kara gözlü kızları, şirin sözlü kızları, şirin sözdeki kızları. Bakın kara gözlü kızları, şirin sözlü kızları, şirin sözdeki kızları. Şehirler görmüşem ben, bakıp çok güzeller görmüşem ben. Unutmadım hiç zaman sizleri, Mehriban'daki kızları. Unutmadım hiç zaman sizleri, Mehriban'daki kızları. Siz gönlümü vurmayan, siz yürek yollayan, arzusu hoş temiz, güzeller siz. Bakın kara gözlü kızları, şirin sözlü kızları, şirin sözdeki kızları. Bakın kara gözlü kızları, şirin sözlü kızları, şirin sözdeki kızları. Siz gönlüm olmayan, siz yürek yollayan, arzusu hoş temiz, güzeller siz. Bakın kara gözlü kızları, şirin sözlü kızları, şirin sözdeki kızları. Bakın kara gözlü kızları, şirin sözlü kızları, şirin sözdeki kızları.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Javid. Thank you for performance, actually. Let me just go. Now we will talk about some food. Do
That
you
was
like
boring.
food? Yes, we did too. And especially after you didn't have that food for a long, long time, you really love that food. And this is first pilaf, as you can see. This is like rice, but it's a little bit different from the rice that we eat in Korea. Because we don't do it like simply rice. We actually cook it with some butter, some addings, some toppings, as you can see from here. And that's raisin. And the thing here, we will actually provide this today. You can taste it, and this is called lule kebab.
This is
And
called
this
the
is
lule kebab. Don't
Yes.
mix it with the kebab you have ever eaten in Korea. The name might be same, but the content is pretty different. It specifically came from Seoul thanks to our diplomats. They brought it, provided to us. So.
It's very delicious.
What about skipping cuisine part? I'm so hungry. What are you doing?
No. We have more of cuisine right now.
Okay. One of the foods today we are gonna providing you. Like I said in the beginning, it's gonna be special. This food, dolma. It's called dolma. Dolma is a food. Basically, what you see here is turn off the lights, please, Khalid. So this is the leaf of grape, and inside there's meat, lamb or beef, it depends on person, rice, and other ingredients. And I don't want to talk more about it. You may eat that, and you may enjoy it right after the presentation. Delights and sweeties and cookies. Eltaj, you go ahead. You talk about it. I can't. I'm very hungry. I'm not gonna look at the air.
Oh, that's baklava. Baklava is one of the main delicates, like one of the sweets that we really love to eat. And this is not confusing with Turkish baklava because our ingredients are different. And there is shekerbura. These are mainly for our spring holiday that we always, whenever we have our spring holiday coming, we have to put all of these for, and you will always see most of the families having this on the table. And shorgogal, this is not really sweet, but this is mainly a little bit salty, but you can taste it when you come to Azerbaijan. That's why you have to come for at least for food.
Oh, black caviar. Anybody knows about black caviar here? No one? Okay. Those from Kazakhstan, they know. Anybody from Europe, do you guys know what is black caviar is? Nothing? Delicious food. Absolutely. Expensive food. What else? Black. You're very smart. So black caviar is the delicacy of the world food. You can mix all the cuisines of the world. So one important fact about black caviar, it's harvested from Caspian Sea. And just for your information, almost 100 grams of it costs around $1,000 or $2,000 in Korea, Japan, wherever you go around the world. It costs a lot, except Kazakhstan and Russia and other countries which are bounded with Caspian Sea. So about cultural. Okay, Azerbaijani dances are very famous in its own kind, and they are mainly distinguished from others by the rhythm and by the movements of the dancers. They usually dance with higher rhythm, and we don't have much time here, so we would like to go ahead and show you some videos. So basically, while dancing, you can't recognize the movement of foods. Like basically, they are moving in a way that you can't see them. You think that they are staying not on the ground, but they're kind of flying, but basically on a frictionless weather. So today, to be honest, without her, I would never ever have the courage to dance. So thanks to her inspiration, I came up with the idea to dance. So Maryam, you want to say something?
First of all, I want to say welcome, 안녕하세요. I'm really happy to show you a piece of our dance. I hope you can enjoy. And also, what he mentioned about me, I want to mention about him because that's our combined work. So I hope you can enjoy. I hope you can dance along with us also. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Before dancing, the dance called Naz Eleme in our language. What does it mean? Don't be capricious. Do not be capricious. So a girl being capricious, a lady being capricious to a man, and man does his best to get a confirmation from her that she loves her back the way he loves her. She loves him back the way he loves her. So it's kind of a dance. We'll try to. Well, I'll do my best with Maryam to show you. Okay.
You guys ready? 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 Let's take a pose. we are mainly providing it, we are mainly putting it on the table as a spring holiday. And what was it called? Do you remember? It was called paklava, that and şeker bura and paklava, and it's always on the table. And this thing is grass, wheat. We grow it during the spring holiday, and it grows for like 10 days or something. And it's mainly for the nature coming to the life, that spring comes and there are leaves coming and flourishing, the trees flourishing, and it represents of that. And I think...
Okay, so it's kind of a last moment of our... he's saying me that ask the questions in the quiz. I think I already asked them, so we can't... so you skipped this all. I'm going to ask a question that we did
Sorry for that, he has his own questions, he doesn't.
Yeah, of course, you gotta be interactive. So, how do you say, how are you in Azerbaijani? Exact Kazakh students, please. You already know that. We are saying, come on, we are all Turkic. So, how do you say, how are you? Please, would you come up? Please give your warm applause again. Now we will translate. So, your name, your country, and the answer.
Zakaria. Yaxshuya.
Wow, thank you. So where are you from?
Algeria.
Nejasis, and I'm good?
Nejasis, Yaxshuya.
Yaxshuya, thank you so much. You deserved a very nice gift. Please, wait. One more bigger gift because he answered extra questions that I was going to ask. So, any other questions? Khalid, any other question comes to your mind?
Actually, we have the question, what is the capital of Azerbaijan? Oh my, no, we're missing this question. Next question.
Alright. So, we already asked the second question too. Please, Khalid, don't show them. We already asked them. Another question I would like to ask you. Can you tell one of the firsts in Azerbaijan? I counted so many first. So can you tell me one of them at least? Could you please come up here? Your warm applause. You're so tired and hungry, I guess, like me. Your name, your country, and the answer, please.
Carter, USA, and they had the first hand-dug oil well.
Absolutely. And how many years after that you got it? US got it?
12 years after that.
So there was 13 years, just 1 year, right? No problem. So, it's your gift. So how many remains?
We have last question. And last gift, basically. What's the name of spring holiday?
어서오세요. 영어로 혹시 아시나요?
Yes, I'm Nazir. I'm from Kyrgyzstan. The holiday is Nowruz.
Nowruz. Do you have this holiday?
Yes.
That's absolutely correct. This Nowruz is very common for Turkic nations, including Iran, although it's not Turkic. So thanks for your attention. I hope it wasn't so boring, although we tried our best in this. So, so much delicious food is waiting for you, but I would like to ask you...
Excuse me,
Okay.
I would like you guys go from here, not from the back door, please. Can you do that?
Yeah, when you're leaving, please leave from the back door. And thank you very much for your
Thank you
coming.
attention for your time.
Thank you.